This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, but rocking a beautiful Toronto background behind me because I love me Toronto. And I hope to make that my home here at some point, knock on wood. But folks, we're on Boxing Day. And
Box.
I know yesterday we opened the gifts and stuff, and well, I didn't. Son, I found Skittles. He didn't find me. And I'm of course sworn I was better behaved than my cat.
Mm.
But yesterday was Christmas. But I'm getting my gift on Boxing Day because I get to talk to one of the most beautiful women God ever created. Folks, I give you Debbie from Friday the 13th, Part 3. Tracie Savage. How do you do, Tracie?
Hello, Greg. It's always lovely to spend Boxing Day with you. I look forward to it. I can't believe I think I just saw the graphic you had up. Was this our sixth year
Our
of doing that?
six.
That's incredible. That's unbelievable. Wow. And so we got all through COVID. We started before COVID and then went through COVID. And here we are. That's amazing. Well, it is a pleasure. It's lovely to see you. It was great. This is the first time I'm seeing you after I actually got to meet you in person for the first time, which was a real privilege and joy and all of that. So it's great to be here. Thank you for inviting me onto your show again.
And look what I'm wearing.
I saw that. It's a classic shirt. It's the
It
best.
should be you on there, though.
Well, it's all right. That's my shower, so that's pretty good. I would say that's I'm the one who died in the shower, and that apparently is the death scene that they thought was the most significant that they would put it in the publicity, right?
Sure. So when are you going to start selling hammocks and shower curtains and stuff with knife holes in them at the
That's
cons?
that's pretty funny. That's a really as it is, we bring a little fake shower situation. I don't know if we didn't have it when I saw you in Niagara Falls, but we bring a little fake shower situation and take pictures there. Like it's really, really pretty fun. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you were my first photo op I ever did.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Really? You've never done them before?
never done them.
Oh.
So I did one with you. I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to try this. I've never done it. I'm going to try this. So I did
Was
one
it
with
just the
you
two
and
of us? I can't remember. Was it just the two of us or with the whole
just
gang?
the two of us.
Oh, that's so sweet. I hope it turned out okay.
It turned out great.
Good.
Yeah, I
Good.
did one with you and I did one with Suzanne Snyder from Killer Clowns.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So it's the first time I've
That's a
done
lot of
photo ops.
money, Greg Gilbert, for
You know
a photo.
what? Um, I
You
was
could just take
nervous
a
about
picture,
that.
take a screenshot of the two of us right here, and we've got
Oh,
one.
I got the bag. I'm gonna show that. But
Yeah.
what really got me was when I did Frightmare in the Falls the previous year, I met about 30 guests, give or take, and that was really took its toll on me financially.
Oh gosh, I'll bet.
And then I did my first convention in the States. Lisa was booked at Chiller, and she told me, and I was like, you know what? I'll go do Chiller because she helped me get my passport and everything.
Chiller
So,
is, well, that's so lovely of her. She's a very nice woman. I'm so glad I got to meet her too. But
yeah,
Chiller is quite the convention. It's not just horror, it's a little of everything.
I went, and I don't know when I'll do one in the States again because financially meaning, but here's the thing. I'm so used to when I go to Toronto, getting off the plane and going about my day. There,
Yeah.
I waited in immigration for like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
It's a pain.
Then, on top of that, had to take a cab to the hotel where the event was. That ended up costing me about $84.
Oh my gosh.
Now, luckily, there was some handlers there with Lisa, and they put an Uber app on my phone that would cost me less. So
Yeah.
that was appreciative. But that turned me off, but it
Yeah,
was,
well, like in Toronto, they have public transportation. They have subway, right? You can just jump in the
oh, I
subway.
love the subway system. See, if I
Yeah,
ever get moved to Toronto, I don't have to take my car
yeah.
because the transit, like here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, a bus will go like every half hour. In Toronto, you get one like every 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah,
Big, big difference.
yeah.
So I wouldn't have to take my car. But I remember when I was in immigration, I got up to the guy. Here's a funny story. I got up to the guy and he asked me what my business was and told him I'm gonna go to a convention, Chiller. And he looked it up and he on his screen he says this. I said, yeah, I'm there. I'm gonna be there with a friend of mine, assisting her. And he asked me who, and I said Lisa Langlois. He looked her up and said, this person? I said, yeah. Yeah, she's a friend of mine. He says, you're assisting her? And I said, yep. He goes, you making money at this? I said, no, I'm just there because I'm a friend of hers. She invited me. He says, you come all the way and you're not making any money? And I said, no. I said, she's a friend of mine. She doesn't have to pay me. So finally, I said, look, you want to know what I do for a living? What I do for money? And he says, yes. Okay. I said, last night at 5 p.m., I started my first of four buildings cleaning.
Oh,
I got done at 6 o'clock this morning. I went back to my apartment, grabbed my stuff, fed my cat, grabbed my stuff, went to my brother's place, left my car there, got dropped off at the airport, no sleep, got on a plane, dropped off in Toronto, and in Toronto went to here in Pacific or no, Newark. And now I'm here. He looks at me and he says, okay, you can go.
that's a lot of interest he took in your life. I mean, that's pretty crazy. All right, so here, I'm going to share. I have this photo. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, I can't share the screen. Can you make me a co-host?
Sure, let me see if I know how to do
It's up
this.
in
Let
the
me see.
corner. Click on the little three dots at the corner of my picture, I think, and it should say, and you click on it, it says make a co-host.
How do I do that?
So go to the screen
Mm-hmm.
and like where my face is, but up in the, if you hover over to the right, you should see some dots appear. If not, then the other thing is go to participants, which is at the bottom,
I
and you
see that.
okay, click it open.
Uh-huh.
And then right next to me, there should be a yeah, more, and there's a drop down menu and it says make co-host next to my name on participants.
I don't know how to do that either. It just says invite and then copy invite link.
And there's no like additional, maybe you don't have the, oh, you know what? You probably don't have, you know what I'll do? I will text this photo to you.
Yeah.
It's one from, let's see. Okay. Well, I'll send it some other time. Um, Sharing is not turned on, so it's not allowed for this week.
Oh, let me see. Sharing.
That's okay. I don't want you to waste your
Well,
time.
we got multiple. Okay, mine says a chat mark by one participant can share at a time. So do I click multiple
Yeah,
participants can share?
yeah,
I'll click that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then what you should be able to do then is go back to participants if it's refreshed, and you
No,
should,
it's still the same thing.
yeah. All right. That's all right. I don't think I can text you because I don't have your, let me see if I have your phone number here.
You got my phone. You should.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, I've got it. Okay, good. So let's see here.
I have your number just in case we want to say sweet nothings about Mike Guttridge and his
Aw.
Halloween decorations that are probably still up because he doesn't even know Christmas is happening.
I um I heard from him on Christmas.
Has
He's
he
so
grew it? Is he sprouted any hair?
Aw, he's got that nice smooth look.
Oh man.
All right. Anyway, let's move on because it doesn't look like it's not even letting me send you a text.
Ah. Oh, maybe it's because my phone is in flight mode.
No, I think it's
Because I know
sometimes.
when I reached out to you, I you text me back. It's a joining now, looking for email. I thought that came to me by text.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, sometimes do you have an iPhone?
Um, I have a Samsung Galaxy,
Yeah,
whatever
that's
that is.
yeah, that's not an iPhone.
Oh.
Sometimes I can't send it's on my end. I can't send things. Anyway, moving on. Let's continue.
So yeah, I did chiller. I had fun. What was interesting is that I had an author on here, Charles Rosny, who wrote the book, the book of top 10 horror lists, which he gets a variety of horror film alumni to submit their top 10 horror film list.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And he'd done a few books, but he reached out to me a few years ago and asked if he could come on my show. I didn't know who he was, but I never turn anybody down. So I said, sure. And he's been on twice since. And
Wow.
yeah, and he connected me with Tara Buckman from Silent Night, Deadly Night and Cannonball Run. And
Hmm.
what was interesting is he was there at Chiller to help Tara Buckman gets set up. I was going to be there to help Lisa get set up. But he had texted me and he said, Greg, would you like to split a room at the event place? And I said, absolutely. So we split a room.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
good.
Mm-hmm. Boy, your hair's beautiful.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah, your hair is beautiful. But
So tell me, how are you?
I'm doing fine. It's
Yeah.
funny, it's been almost a year because January I had a retina operation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I never had that before.
Yeah.
January 10th, there was
Okay.
like a spot in front of my right eye.
Yeah, I've heard of that. And if
Yeah.
you're not, it's like a detached retina, and if you're not careful, it could go really quickly, be very, very, very bad.
Well, I went to my eye doctor and he said it comes with age. I'm like, it doesn't sound good for me. I'm like 52 going on 53. It doesn't sound good for me, but
Yikes.
nonetheless,
Yikes.
the 20th, exactly 10 days later, I'm at work and it's like, because I was at my brother's earlier and everything seemed fine. I get to work and it's like a black sheet over 75% of my vision in that eye. So I went to eye doctor and he told me, yeah, you got detached retina, you got to have an operation. He told me it was going to be in Halifax. Now I've never been to Halifax.
How far
So
is
it's
that from where you live?
4.5 hours drive.
Oh, wow. Why did you have to go there?
Why? Because New Brunswick sucks. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So is there a train or did you drive?
they told me I wasn't allowed to drive.
Yeah.
And what happened? That happened on a Tuesday. I got that. Did they told me that I needed the operation. Wednesday morning, I just get home from work. I get settled into bed. My phone rings, and they tell me that I need to be in Halifax by 1 o'clock for a retina operation. And I said, if you don't want me driving, how am I supposed to do that? And he says, you don't have somebody who can take you? And I said, well, maybe my younger brother, but he will owe an explanation to his employer.
I mean, that's 4 hours and on very short notice.
Yeah. So I called Andrew, my brother, and he said the best he could do was Friday. So I called them back. They got in touch with the hospital, and Halifax. They got back to me. He says, "Okay, Friday it is." He said, "You'll go down for your consultation." And I said, "No." I said, "If I go to spend 4.5 hours going down there, it's going to be consultation, operation, home."
Yeah, that's right.
So, so they contacted them again and they got back to me and said, "Okay, Monday."
That's great. That's nice that yeah, I mean that's just crazy to think that you would drive all that way only to just have a consultation and then come back later.
Well, thing is, if I lived in Toronto, I could have done it right there.
Yeah.
Because I listened to a lot of videos on this kind of thing to see what was go be all about. And there's this female, young female, who had it done in Toronto, and I listened to her story about it. And I was like, okay. It made me less nervous to get it done, hearing a few people talk about it.
Yeah, it's really I understand a super common surgery.
It was painless. So my brother took me down. I compensated him in terms of the time he's going to miss from work. And we had to stay a night, so we had a hotel that has cinema attached. I went to the zone of interest the night before my operation. A Holocaust film before.
Oh
But
my gosh.
yeah, happy times. Anyway, I
Did your
went.
insurance cover the hotel or do you have to pay for that too?
No, I paid for that.
Man, that's a
I
bummer.
took care of it, but anyway, the hotel wasn't far from the hospital, so it was kind of like Clockwork Orange, what they do with your eye. So they wheeled me in, they put a warm blanket over top of me, and they covered up the left side of my face because it wasn't being operated on. And they don't put you under. They
At
don't put you
all. But
under.
they
No.
just numb you, right? They just numb you
They
enough.
they put an injection and they numbed it, and there was a little bit of pressure, but there was no pain. It was
Yeah.
about 40, 45 minutes, and when they
Wow.
were done, I was like, "Really, you're done? You're done? Okay."
Yeah. Yeah.
Wheeled me out, and I got my medication for it, and my brother took me home that day. And it's funny because we went to Subway to get something to eat, and well, the anesthesia had taken its course, and I had those reusable shopping bags that weren't reusable for long because I threw up 3 times
Oh my
in
God.
those bags.
That's terrible.
And then I got home, and well, I was told I should take a week off from work from the doctor, but I was like, if I don't work, I don't get paid.
Yeah.
So they said, don't lift so much weight, and which I was able to obey. I was back to work that night.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah. Then I
That's
had a cataract operation in the spring, and that was kind of the same thing, but I had that done here. So, yeah. So I still want to move to Toronto. I love it there, and it makes things like this easier.
yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I was happy to meet you at Frightmare in the Falls last year. I must show off some goodies here.
Oh, let's
Yes.
see. Let's
Yes,
see.
I'm gonna show off some goodies here. Let me see. Look at this big script. Oh my.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Look at that.
Limited edition.
Yeah.
That is
That's
that is a copy of my original script with all my own markings in it. If you go through every
mhm.
dialogue line I had, I put, circled it and wrote some notes. And at the very last page, do you see there's my handwritten notes at the very last page when I went on the
Mhm.
interview for the show, the movie, and when I got hired. And it was kind of I kept track of all that stuff from, 40 years ago, for goodness sakes.
Yeah. So I've got the this script for the first one from Adrian King, and I got a
Yeah.
script of The Exorcist from Eileen Dietz, and
Wow.
I got a few scripts here. But
That's fun. That's really
look
fun.
at that beautiful face right there. Look at that.
Oh,
You and your hammock.
that's right. Right.
I gave you a lot of business.
Yeah, you
You
did.
you and you earned every bit of it.
Aw. Well,
Yes,
you
you
know,
were.
it's the first time in all these years that we got to meet, and who knows when we'll be in the same city again. I'm not scheduled for right now. The only one I'm scheduled for is in Burbank, which is right here in Los Angeles, this
Yeah.
summer in August. It's a Friday the 13th only kind of reunion thing. So I don't even know, if it's going to be a big one or not. I have no idea. But that's in August, and that's the only one I'm scheduled for. Last year, I think I was scheduled for four, plus a couple of Little House on the Prairie conventions. So I was on the plane a lot last year,
There you
um,
go.
but not this year.
Well, I like this little shot of you here in the van. Now, this must have been
Yeah.
just a random shot.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know who, the publicity people took it, but yeah, I like that shot too.
Yeah.
That's one of the favorites actually. A lot of people like that because it's kind of wholesome looking.
Yeah. And speaking of wholesome looking, here we go.
There you go.
That beautiful smile.
It's so funny. It's
Yeah.
long time ago.
You still look the same.
You're very kind.
You still look the same. I do not lie.
You're very, very kind.
Yeah. And there is our photo op.
Oh yeah. That turned out really good.
It did turn out really good. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. I did
I
too.
loved being in Niagara Falls. I had not been there in 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the time of year that we were there was so beautiful. It was crisp and cool, but not too cold.
Mm-hmm.
All the trees were turning, and so it was so beautiful. And the falls were so gorgeous. And every morning I'd get up before the show and go on a beautiful walk down from the hotel down to the river with a couple of people that were there, a couple of my producers,
Mm-hmm.
agents or managers, and we would just go for a nice morning walk, get a big cup of coffee, and take a beautiful kind of brisk walk along the falls. And it's like, gosh, what a gorgeous sight! It was just so neat. I was really happy. If you're going to be at a convention, it's really nice when it's in a place that's really special. Big cities are fun, but it's, a lot of businesses. And I was so happy to be in a place that had such a gorgeous setting. And it made it really worth, because, when I fly to an East Coast one, it's either a red eye on a Thursday night and then fly late on a Sunday night. And I'm usually pretty tired, and and then you're at the convention all day. So I don't get to see much. But this time, because it was all kind of all right there, we could walk from the hotel to the convention center, and then I could walk from the hotel down to the river, and the river was just so beautiful. I just loved it. It was really neat. Had
Did
you
you
been
look at did you look out your window at night and see the falls all lit up in different colors?
crazy? Yes, I took pictures even. It was just so cool. Had you been there before?
Yeah, I've done Frightmare in the Falls. This is my fourth time. And
Wow.
what happens is that I'll rent a car, Lisa will drive, and she used to stay with a friend of hers, but a friend of hers died of the same thing my dad did, ALS.
Oh,
And
that's a terrible disease.
mhm.
Yeah.
So I got Lisa and I both separate rooms, and she was studying a script, so she had some stuff to do. But we were supposed to be at the day's end, and the day's end something was wrong that we couldn't stay there, and they upgraded us to the Hilton. And I'm like, we're not complaining.
Yeah, that's great.
Lisa knocks on my door, and she goes, you know, when you turn your TV on, it says welcome, it has your name, and sure enough, it says welcome, Greg. I'm like, yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah. So Yeah, Lisa what did Frightmare in the Falls. Uh, yeah, I think it was last year, and I did that one with her, and that was a lot of fun. So yeah, I just sent her a calendar for Christmas too. So, but we had
Oh,
Canada Post strike here, so it probably won't get to her until like New Year's. But
oh, really?
yeah,
You had a, huh?
I clean at one of the Canada Post, so I know all about it.
Really? Is that one? I thought you did hospitals.
I did. I lost that job due to gaslighting.
Mm,
Yeah, I refused to even go to that hospital, even for medical reasons. I
yeah.
told my doctor, never send me there. Um, and I've heard nothing has changed there. But I don't like people prying in my personal life, or whoever I interview on my show, I said, if you don't like a particular interview, don't listen.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. So I interview various people from various different uh, areas of the arts or subjects or whatever. Um, I did have one of my hospital coworkers come on the show here because um, she sent me a private message one day, and I guess she does an online thing for something called pharmacy with an F, and it's
Oh,
makeup stuff.
oh,
And it's like, wow, I didn't know this side of her. So she remembers me because I worked with her one night and I had to help her get caught up on some beds. This was during COVID, and she was getting behind, and it wasn't hard to see why. 8 o'clock came, and I was supposed to go home. And she told me it was time for me to go. And I said, "How many more rooms do you have?" And I think she had two or three. And I said, "I'm going to stay on and help you finish."
mm,
That's something the hospital didn't appreciate. And uh, there were people that didn't like seeing me go. But I guarantee you there's people there that don't want to see me return.
well, you were being nice and they really got mad at you for that?
They're prying into my personal life, especially stuff to do with my podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I had
Mm,
interviewed somebody, and I'm not involved with this. It was just a curiosity thing. A guy that wrote something called the Cuckold Bible. Now, the only Bible I read is the religious one. But
yeah.
anyway, I contacted this person and I had him come on.
Yeah.
I'm not involved in that, but I was very, very curious about the mindset of that. Because I first heard tell of this listening to Howard Stern interview a stripper on his show and how it affects their significant others. So I was like, oh, that had everything to do with the mindset. So I had
Mm,
this guy on, had a good interview with him, but I had somebody kind of pry into that.
huh.
And it's like, you know what? Who I have on my show is nobody's business.
Yeah, that's weird. I
Yep.
mean, you're just having a
Well,
conversation.
I got in trouble because I used some very colorful language on this person. I
Yeah,
want
but
you to think about this though. They
I
had a
mean, did you say anything I mean, I don't even answer it, but I mean, colorful language, that's so what? It just doesn't make a lot of sense, but whatever. That's not nice.
well, they had somebody working there right now that was found intoxicated and passed out in a patient's room. She's still working there.
Wow.
Yeah, I answered my phone, perfect attendance, worked any unit. The few people I'm still in touch with there uh, didn't want to see me go, including two or three supervisors. So yeah, so they're a little they're a little bit nervous now because there, I I haven't done this, but I've hinted that I have. I got this idea from the wrestling manager, Jim Cornette, because another guy involved in wrestling had a restraining order put against him because, yeah, there was two people involved in wrestling that for real didn't like each other. And one felt so threatened, even though Jim was located in a different part of the country. They had restraining order put on him. So Jim Cornette took the restraining order and and told people online that he was going to sign these for fans at conventions.
Hmm.
And that gave me an idea. I didn't do it, but gave me an idea. I said, what if the hospital thought that I was signing copies of these because I do have kind of an outlet here on my podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've kind of hinted at that. So yeah. But anyway, it is what it is. Um, but I had here's the good news. When I lost the hospital job, I was still working one night a week for Be Clean at UPS on Saturday overnights. So I
Oh,
had
wow.
that to fall back on.
Yeah, well, I knew you had like two or three different jobs.
I do Be Clean and I do BGIS right now. BGIS took over the Bell buildings that Be Clean used to have,
Okay.
but BGIS got the contract, but they kept me and my coworker on. So they can transfer me to Toronto if I want to go. But I need to make sure I can sustain myself there because getting transferred is one thing.
Yeah. Being able to afford to live there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So plus they got lots of hospitals there too. So you want me to tell you the real reason why I think I lost the hospital job
Oh,
and
you
they
don't,
haven't come
you don't have to.
well, I'm going to say this because I believe this to be true, but they couldn't use it.
Oh,
They knew I was aiming to move to Toronto because
oh,
when I did my grievance,
yeah.
one of the people on the other end was saying that mentioned that I was planning to go to Toronto.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, you're using this against me. Anytime I posted something on Facebook, Toronto related, somebody from the hospital would post a comment saying, you're not onto this stick again, are you? And I'm like,
Oh,
I'm posting it on my Facebook page.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's the first thing I tell all my students that anything on social media is public. And, that can come back to haunt you. And most employers would be foolish not to look at your social media like when they're going to hire somebody new, check out what kind of stuff they're posting and all of that. Because, you just never know. You can learn a lot about people and it's there and it's public and people are allowed to look at it. And it is part of representing who you are. So, unfortunately, it's not surprising that they did look at your Facebook site. I mean, it's really, um, it's we have to be careful what we post.
Well, they told me that I'm not allowed at the hospital unless for medical reason. And my response to that is, did you ask me if I wanted to go there for medical reasons? Don't tell me I'm allowed.
Yeah,
Ask me
yeah,
because it's my body, my rules. You
yeah,
will not operate on it.
yeah, yeah,
So I'm putting them in that position, you
yeah,
know. But for the few people that I am still in touch with there, the ones that knew who I was,
yeah.
I still appreciate it. And by the way, the girl that I had on that with the pharmacy thing, it was on a Zoom. She tested the makeup stuff on during the interview. So
Ooh,
she got to show the product work.
yeah. That's kind of neat.
Yep. So she appreciated that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So anyway, that is then. And like I said, I've been with one of my cleaning jobs since 2020. And the
Wow.
other one that took over, they kept me on and they like me. So
Yeah.
I have my supervisor from the one that took over the bill site. We haven't met him. We've never met him, but he's in the next city over. He called me one night and I had my earbuds in. He was on the phone with me for 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Doing what?
Well, first it was talking about uh, inventory, and then it turned into talking about my podcast. And I was working the whole time. He goes, I should get off the phone because I'm taking up your time. I said, Jason, I'm working. I've been working the whole time you've been talking.
Because you just have like earbuds in your ears and you go about your
Oh
business.
yeah, my phone and my little pouch thing. Yeah, yeah. I said to Jason, that's my name of my manager, not just a hockey mask killer. But I said, did you honestly think I was just sitting around talking to you on the phone? He said, I didn't know what you were doing. I
Yeah.
said, come here and survey the job done tomorrow. You'll see. But
Yeah.
yeah, but they liked the fact that the day after my retina operation, I was back to work. So,
Yeah.
you know, even with the hospital, there's people there. Like I said, I had perfect attendance. They could call me and I was there. There were people that did not like see me go, but I don't know what people see when they look at my social media. I put so many weird memes on there. So
That's pretty funny.
yeah, I do. But I was happy to meet you at Frightmare in the Falls. That was a lot of fun. And
It was a lot of
um,
fun. It was a great convention. It was really the perfect size, and there was a good crowd, and I had a lot of fun there. Definitely had a lot of
yeah.
fun.
And did you have any unique things that you signed there?
Nothing unusual. I mean, I think trying to remember. No, that was a summer. You know, there's a guy who has a canoe that has apparently I don't even think it's the canoe, but a canoe that he brings to these conventions and has um, people sign it. And I think it was in Indianapolis that he brought it, and I got to sign his canoe. That's always kind of fun.
A real canoe?
Yeah, real canoe, sort of like, what, where Jason pops out of the water or, you
What?
know, some other.
Why would he want to drag that in there?
Well, that's an excellent question. I don't really know.
I'd be like, I just want stuff on me that I can carry.
I
I don't want
know.
to lug all that with me.
I know. I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I had David Cadams on last month, talking about I asked him a question. I said, uh, were you satisfied with where you were staying in Niagara? Because did they have they have an outhouse with a moon carved into it? And he said, you know what? He said, it's a really good hotel, but they were lacking in outhouses with moons carved into the door. He said he doesn't know where to go to smoke his joints.
That's funny.
Yep. And we talked about the fact that Jeffrey Rogers and Rachel Howard are both involved in different professions.
Yeah, they both are doing really well.
Yeah. So um, I asked if Rachel Howard was his therapist, and he says no, but I'm a lot of people's crazy.
That's funny.
So I have fun with that. Did you meet any of the other guests there that maybe you haven't met before?
Let me think. Let me think. Yeah, I did actually. Oh my gosh. I can't think of their names right now, but I did. I got to meet, and because I got picked up at the airport, and I rode over with two really wonderful, nice people. One is he's Australian and he's worked a ton and he's kind of a big celebrity. And I can't think of his name, darn it. I'm so sorry. But he was the nicest man. Just really, really cool. So yeah, I had a great time. It was fun. It was they were the convention itself was really well organized and the people were really nice who put it together, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, I've had James Ponce on here a couple of times, who's one of the promoters from it.
Oh,
So yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's neat. Yeah,
Do
they
you
were nice.
have,
They
huh?
they were like in terms of just organization and stuff, and they were really was really well put together. I thought it was really nice.
Do you have a favorite convention you've done in terms of location or
Well, they're all the same in terms of meeting great people. Like I always get to meet like wonderful people and everybody's super nice. And some shows have more people than others, in terms of fans and some shows. But I like when I get to go someplace in a city that offers something more than just a convention center for me. Like if I'm going to go, I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to enjoy the city too. And so, like for example, last year um, in 2023, I went to London for a weekend, and I went in late November for a horror convention there. And talk about amazing! Um, I got to go and see a Broadway show or a London East End theater show on Friday night. Took the subway to the theater district and walked to the theater and watched a show. And then on Saturday, or I think it was Sunday night, I took a train down to the Thames River and walked around, and then also went on a bus tour of the city of London, all decorated for Christmas. It was a double-decker bus tour, and it was to really basically roam the city and see the city all lit up for Christmas. And that was really, really neat too. I really, really loved that a lot.
do you have a good Christmas?
I did. I had a really nice time. I host Christmas Eve, so we have the whole family. I have the whole family over. My half brother and his fiance were not here. They were at her family's house in Boston, but everybody else was here. Um, it's about 15 people and everybody brings stuff. So it's just not, me doing all the cooking and everything. Everybody contributes and we have a really fun night, play games and we do a Christmas swap where instead of buying gifts for everybody, which is really a lot, we each buy one gift. Um, like a nice gift, and then we do a swap where we put it in the center of the family room, and you can pick one, um, and you can steal it. And I think they call them Yankee swaps or something. Um, Really, really fun. That
What
was
have
really
you won at those?
Oh, from, a towel warmer to, kitchen supplies to, a teapot with lovely teas. It's not like we don't do like a white elephant thing where you do funky weird stuff. We do nice gifts. So you get, something some are, useful, some are like art, like you can go to the theater or tickets to see a show or something. It's just really it's a nice thing. And it's getting harder and hard to find something we haven't done a million times, but it was it's really a nice evening. We have a nice meal and like I said, everybody contributes and then it's fun. And then on Christmas Day yesterday, um, I just had a few of I had my mother, my son, his girlfriend, and my mother and my older brother came over, and I just made I made birria tacos, which is like a roast meat in the crock pot that we made into tacos. Oh, they were delicious. So we had that yesterday and just celebrated a little bit more yesterday, and that was kind of fun.
Now, was Brad hanging outside the windows at night
Yeah.
going,
Not exactly.
so what did you get for Christmas? Anything that's special?
Well, lots of stuff, just being with family to me is special, but my son bought me a new I thought it was here, but I think I put it in my bedroom. A new bag for my pickleball supplies because
Pickleball?
I play pickleball. It's
What's
like
pickleball?
pickleball is like tennis only with a hard ball. And so hang on. Uh Speak of the devil. Um my son. Anyway, so I got that and I also got a nice cozy
Oh,
uh
there you go.
yeah, blankets right here. And
Hmm.
some kitchen stuff, like nice olive oil and little salt things and cooking things and so lots of nice stuff. Lots of just it's really more about being with my family, that kind of
You
deal.
know what? When you get older, that is how it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. I have this tradition I started the last few years. I would watch Christmas movies starting on December 1st and work my way up. I don't watch any on Christmas Day. I go right up to Christmas Eve. And I got to the point now where since it's 24 days, I'll watch 12 Christmas horror films and 12 non-Christmas horror films and work my way up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad you're mixing them up so it's not all, gloom and doom
I
and blah.
had lots of everything.
Yeah.
So, and there was some stuff that weren't technically Christmas movies that I watched, but they kind of had that feeling. Like Dumb and Dumber, for example, when they get the Aspen, it
Yeah.
feels very much like that. And plus, my brother and I saw that when it came out in 1994, and that was in December. So, and Bridget Jones's Diary, I opened up with because it starts at Christmas and it ends at Christmas. It kind of follows right through on that.
I know that's a great movie. I haven't seen that in so long.
Yeah.
And she was so good in that.
Hmm. Do you see any good movies this year?
Well, I did. I saw Wicked.
Was it
Which
Wicked?
Wicked. Yeah. It was wicked. It was beautiful. It was really fantastic, like just incredible. Ariana Grande was amazing in it, and Jeff Goldblum was great, and the singing and the choreography were really incredible. So I saw that, and then I saw Gladiator, which I thought was really good.
I didn't see it. I didn't like the first Gladiator, so I'm kind of like not interested in this one, but
Yeah, I understand. I went to see it because I teach college and my college students will want probably see it and I want to be able to, talk with them, discuss filmmaking with them. And so it's probably smart for me to go and see, you know, new things in pop culture that attract audiences. And so I went and I enjoyed it a lot. I really did. It not only is, an epic film, but it has a really good story. And I got wrapped up in the story, which I thought was really great.
before I got on here with you, like that the apartment building, I got the notification that all of our cars going to be out so we could plow in here, because we had a little bit of snow. So they
Oh,
said you have to be out by 12, so for an hour. So I went to the theater and I just saw Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman.
oh, was that good?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it, you know. It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was like 50 Shades, only not stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Nicole Kidman was really good in it.
Neat.
And so I went to that and then I come back here to come on here. And Here's some other really good ones, like The Substance was really good with
Hmm.
Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was in
When was the
Toronto,
last time she'd made a movie?
well, she's up for awards for this one, and I think it's
Great.
the best performance I ever seen her give.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's like a cross between David Cronenberg and David Lynch.
Okay.
It was very interesting. When I was in Toronto, I um I went to a lot of movies.
Yeah.
They have one theater there, um, Carlton, Imagine Theaters. You had your regular movies, but then you had classic movies they played for $5.
Mm.
Like mom thought I was going to set a bet up there for how many times I was at that theater. I saw Clue for the first time there for $5. I saw John Carpenter's Halloween twice there. I saw the
Wow.
Rocky Horror Picture Show there. I saw The Exorcist there.
Goodness.
Like, and they still
Those are
do
fun
that.
movies to go see like on the big screen.
Yeah. And I went down to Dundas where the Eaton Center is, and they're playing It Follows for its 10th anniversary. I hadn't seen that film, so I thought, what better way to be introduced to it? I went into the Eaton Center for this movie, and I got the ticket that said Theater 14, and I'm like, well, we got a 10 screener here. And I'm like, 14 screens. And I videoed myself going around because that's what I like to do on my vacation.
Yeah.
And I found 10 screens, and I was like, where's Theater 14? So I asked somebody, I said, where's Theater 14? He goes, up the escalator. I said, thanks. And I went up the escalator. The sign said theaters 11 through 24. I'm
Wow.
like, wow, I'd never seen a 24 screen theater before. So I went to that and I went to the varsity and I saw Nora and I've seen a bunch of movies. I'll tell you one movie I liked this year that I wish had done better was Saturday Night. The one about the first night of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
That was excellent. And boy, did they do a really good job at mirroring these comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't,
So,
I wanted to see that. I didn't see it. I kind of missed it when it came out. I'll probably stream it as soon as it's available streaming somewhere.
yeah, that was really good. And of course, I saw the new Trailer Park Boys movies, Standing on the Shoulder of Kitties.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got to support the Trailer Park Boys because they're from this neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Plus, they have Billy Bob Thornton in it. So there you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of Billy Bob, Bad Santa was one of my Christmas movies I
Oh my
watched.
gosh, that's so funny.
That's the movie it keeps on giving every year.
Yeah.
Did you watch any Christmas movies?
I had Elf on while I was getting ready for the family on the 24th on Christmas Eve. Um, Will Ferrell, he's so funny in that movie. I didn't really watch it like every minute of it because I was running around the house. But it's always, that movie you can just kind of come in and out, just catching him doing something crazy, because there's so many scenes where he's hysterical. He-
Hmm.
He's just so funny. So I watched that one. Um,
You mean you didn't have Bad Santa in
no, I
with its
can,
positive vibes?
no, thank you. I can skip that one for sure.
Oh, I love that one. Wasn't big on the sequel, but I like that first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you didn't watch a very Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Oh my gosh, no.
You could tell my Christmas viewing was a bit
Yeah.
I did that when I get home from work. I do it before I go to sleep. I wanted to make sure I got all these movies in. Hell, I even watched Eyes Wide Shut because the whole thing is set at Christmas.
Oh wow.
I was like, well, if they say Die Hard's a Christmas movie, I say Eyes Wide Shut's a Christmas movie.
Uh,
There we go. There's my argument. So what are your hopes and dreams for 2025?
Well, that's a good question. I'm hoping for a lot more of the same because I love my job and I
Hmm.
love um, you know, my family's healthy right now, so I hope everybody stays healthy. And so I hope that yeah, I just hope it my family stays healthy, my friends stays healthy. I hope there's peace and I hope our politics don't get too crazy here. And I hope everybody's in a good place and nobody has any tough times. I think that's what I'm hoping for. But thank you so much. And you know what? I'm looking up and I'm seeing I got to get going in a minute.
You know what, Tracy? I hope to do this again next year with you. I love having you on. I'm honored that you're willing to come on here, and this is a great post-Christmas for me is to have you on here. And I was so thrilled to meet you at Frightmare in the Falls. Like I said, you're the reason I went.
That's so
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
My day too. I was happy to meet you. Very
yeah.
nice.
Well, I tend to support the people that's done my show as well. So when
That's
people
really
do
nice.
my show, I like to give them some support. So
Surely did. I probably spent a week's salary. You probably spent a week's salary.
yeah, but you're worth it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know I'm going to give you support. So there you go.
I do know that. I do.
Yeah. But no, that was a thrill, and you were my first photo op, so that was awesome too. I thought of that last minute, and I was like, why not try this,
Mm.
See
Yeah.
what it's like. So I did a photo op with you as well, and that was pretty
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
That was really nice. That was really
yeah. Well, you know what, Tracy? I wish you a happy rest of your day, your Boxing Day,
thank
and
you.
I wish you a happy New Year. And I look forward to having you on again next year.
Thank you so much. Well, Happy New Year to you. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And I hope your year is great and maybe we'll see you at a convention next year.
You know what? I hope so. I hope
All
so.
right.
I'd love to have you on. You want to do a plug for my show before you
Sure, absolutely.
just say your name, say you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Tracie Savage, and you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise. Stay tuned.
Folks, we love her. She's as gorgeous in person as she is. She hasn't changed a bit since Friday Part 3. Mike Guttridge will vouch for me on that,
Yeah.
you
Thank you.
know.
All right, Greg,
Tracy,
you
thank you so
enjoy.
much.
Happy New Year. Talk to you
Happy New
soon.
Year to you too.
Talk to you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye bye.